Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well and welcome back to a very special Michael's Matters. And of course, I am Michael, and this week we are doing an off-schedule Michael's Matters today on Wednesday to talk about the new economic data that just came out that could have huge effects on this year's COLA or cost of living adjustment increase for folks who are receiving Social Security benefits. So that could be Social Security retirement, Social Security disability or SSDI, Supplemental Security Income, SSI, as well as VA or railroad retirement benefits. Now, yesterday, the Federal Bureau of Labor Statistics, that is the BLS, came out with the most recent data that shows that if the price of everything continues to climb at the same pace, i.e. inflation, Social Security will be forced to increase Social Security benefits next year by its largest amount in the last 40 years. Basically, more than anyone has ever gotten on their COLA who is still alive. Now, even though the COLA for 2023 will be big as far as cost of living adjustments go, the real question, though, is it going to be big enough? And moreover, how much should it actually be if Social Security was using a fair standard? Or does it even benefit all seniors and retirees equally and fairly? So today we are talking about the newest economic numbers that point to a massive COLA increase for 2023, how much it could be, and how this could improve the lives of seniors, retirees, and older Americans on Social Security benefits. Now, this is Michael's Matters, and before we get to it, if you like these videos, if you find them interesting, if you find them helpful, or if you at least find them useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also to make sure to hit that notification button. That way you can get updates when my newest and most informative videos come out. All right, let's get down to it. All right, so first things first, let's get to the big number of the day, which is 8.7%, which is the most recent inflation number from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, for the month of August. This number is also known as the CPIW, or the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. And it's the most important number for us today because it's the number that Social Security uses to set the yearly increase for the COLA for folks who are receiving Social Security benefits. In this case, for the year of 2023. Now, doubly important, moreover, is that the 3 months that are used to set the COLA, the ones that they use as a sample, July, August, September, are happening right now. So this 8.7% is from the month of August because we are always at least 1 month behind. And what it means is that if inflation continues at its current rate, it's likely that the COLA increase for 2023 will be around 8.7%, which will be huge. Now, if we take a look at the chart, we can see that it is really big. It's more than anyone has gotten basically since 1981 or 40 odd years. This would also mean that the average Social Security check of $1,656 in 2022 would go up by $144.10 a month, or equaling $1,800 a month in total. Now, bear in mind, this is not the last word on the COLA so far, though. We still have 1 more month, that's the month of September, to include in these numbers to get a final number. But basically, unless inflation disappears dramatically or skyrockets, it's going to be within that 8.7% range, give or take a little bit, which is still sort of kind of less than what we had seen predicted earlier this year when we saw estimations, wild estimations of things between 10 and 11%. But still, undoubtedly, this is good, and it'll mean more money for folks who are on fixed Social Security benefits to help them to fight off the effects of inflation and to make ends meet. But really, when you think about it, the thing is, it's not the whole story. And in a couple ways, I can tell you right now that even with the 8.7%, it's probably not going to be enough. Now, one of the reasons why, even with this big, beautiful 8.7% potential COLA increase, some seniors are still going to struggle. First is that especially lower income Americans who worked hard all their lives, who paid in the system, but just basically didn't get paid that much in the first place. When you get an 8.7% increase, it's just 8.7% increase of not enough already, right? So it's not going to be a big difference. So there's that. But another aspect is that the CPI number is a federal number. So that means it factors in the different inflation costs for folks who live in places like Kentucky, mixed in with people from California and Texas and Florida and all the other 50 states. But the thing is, if you live in Los Angeles, which has one of the lowest CPI increases locally for the year, in fact, at 7.6%, or New York, who has one even lower at 6.6%, then you end up benefiting a little bit more from the 8.7% increase in the COLA, if it does indeed come out to 8.7%. Now compare that with the CPI for folks who live in specific cities like Houston, Texas, who had a 9.5% CPI in August, or moreover, those folks in Miami who had a 10.7% increase. What this means is that if there is a COLA increase of 8.7%, then those folks in Texas and in Florida, they will still see a decrease in value in their COLA benefits and their Social Security benefits until 2024 when the COLA is actually re-upped. So again, yes, it is good that more resources are getting into the hands of those who need it. But this is just another example how the COLA really needs to be revamped to better help the needs of lower income seniors who across the country are experiencing price increases at a faster rate and ultimately losing more and more financial ground unequally, some being hit even harder than others. Now, lastly for today, I want to talk about an interesting survey that was put out by the nonpartisan senior advocate group, the Senior Citizens League, which sort of kind of sounds like a crime-fighting team, but, really, they do pretty good work. Anyways, they recently did a survey for 2022 with older Americans, asked them how the increased COLA from 2022 this year, which is what you recall is at 5.9%, basically 6%, affected them financially. Now, the interesting part is that there is a very apparent unintentional side effect of getting that previously very large Social Security COLA increase for 2022 that will undoubtedly, I guess indubitably, happen moreover this year with an even larger COLA increase. That is, when they surveyed, about 59% of the seniors believe that they would end up having higher tax bills for this year as a result of the increase in the higher COLA, while 21% said that until 2022, with the higher COLA increase, their household didn't even meet the minimum threshold that makes a large majority of their Social Security benefits now taxable, but they do believe it will now. Now, another hurdle that goes along with this is how other benefits are affected by the increase. Of course, this is going to vary from state to state, but a big increase of 8.7% in somebody's income, for example, could really affect their ability and eligibility for some of the food stamp programs like SNAP, as well as if their grandparents raising grandchildren, some of those school lunch programs. Also discounts on healthcare and discounts on prescription drug plans or on Medicare or even housing. All of these programs tend to be based on somebody's household income, and with a big increase, it could have an effect. So although it is good to get more money, full stop, period. There's no debate about that. It is more important now, more than ever, that some of the proposed changes to the tax system, at least at the federal level, could be implemented to exclude all or maybe some of Social Security benefits from taxation, or not be included in income-derived programs, or perhaps raise the minimum income amounts overall so the neediest folks across the country don't get mollywopped on their taxes or on their benefits programs because they get a few dollars over with this new 8.7% increase in the COLA. Now, thinking about the COLA, it really is a love-hate relationship, especially because there are so many other better ways that seniors and retirees and people on disability could get benefits that are really just better adjusted to meet the inflation and the housing and the food needs of older Americans across the country. The COLA definitely makes sense viewed from the eyes of the mid-20th century when it was implemented. I mean, that makes sense, but everything else has changed. The world and the economy is moving faster than it has ever moved before, and instead of evolving with it, Social Security is still using the equivalent of the Stanley Steamer steam car to try to keep up with the needs of an economy of today's seniors who are moving at freeways and maybe even hypersonic speeds. So, with that being said, again, it's infinitely better to have resources moving in the hands of those who need it and can use it most. But that doesn't mean we should just give up on making it better. Unfortunately, though, the saddest thing about it is that all the people who can do something about it, i.e. Congress, they know, but none of them have the gumption to actually rally their side, or either side, left or right for that matter, ideally both, to fix it and make sure that the golden years of our friends and our neighbors and our family members who are reliant on Social Security as their main source of income have a good golden years that they were promised. All right, so that's it for today, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, if you found it interesting, if you found it helpful, if you at least found it useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And that way you can get updates when my newest and most informative videos get put up. So for Michael's Matters, I'm Michael, hoping that you take care of yourself, take care of others, and have a happy, healthy